How do you go from nothing to a completely generated world that feels completely random and unpredictable? I'll show you how. I'm using Perlin noise to create stunning islands for my 2D city builder. This is not my first time recording this, so this is pretty great. I didn't pick up my microphone before, but here we go again. The first issue I ran into when recording this devlog or developing this game was what I'm calling the Swiss cheese problem. So as you can see, when I'm generating all of my island tiles, the island starts to come out a little bit like Swiss cheese. It could be, let's see, I have a slider here. Where is it? 50, not a slider, but a number. It could be medium Swiss cheese. It could be small Swiss cheese. It could be really big Swiss cheese. But at the end of the day, it all comes out looking like a square and like Swiss cheese. Let's go back down to 50. Now that we got our nice big 50 Swiss cheese, we need to figure out a way for it to come look a little bit round, right? So the way that I decided to do that was I use a square root math equation to solve this. So I haven't included that. It's right here. I turn it on and regenerate the island, and you can see just like that, they look like real islands. Pretty cool. The way that this works is basically from the center of this transforms position out, the further out you get, the more likely it is to not spawn the tile. So the further you get out, and that just doing that just gives you an organic shape, which is pretty great. Now that my islands are coming up looking like islands, the next problem I had to run into was a fertility problem. Outside of all of the technical details of Unity that I'm not going to dive into right now, basically it boils down to another solution of using Perlin noise. As you can see, Perlin noise will randomly generate this for me, and it looks organic. It looks like places are more fertile than others. And even if it doesn't, I have sliders here that allow me to kind of do that. So if we move this over here like this, the fertility becomes more pointed. You know, like there's smaller patches everywhere. And if I move it the other way, which I understand that these are kind of backwards, the fertility patches become bigger. This allows me to develop my game knowing that when I come, if there are problems with the gameplay, all I can take is just the simple change of a slider to completely revamp the way that fertility works, or how big the islands are, or the island density, or anything like that. Anything that can make gameplay more intriguing. And now the last thing that I ran into, we're going to turn these off because these are my solutions to my problem, was when you, the first thing is, another. So we say, now we have our Perlin noise for our island, we have our Perlin noise for our fertility, and yes, now we have another Perlin noise for our forests. Forests can also do the same thing. Forest densities, they can go the opposite way, this way. Could even cover the whole island if I want to think. Look, whole island. Go back down. I don't know what it was at the point. When I get, it'll be okay. Oh wow. There we go. So now we're in this situation where fertility isn't fertility. The forest is kind of blotchy. You know, it's straight. It doesn't look like a forest. It looks like a Christmas tree orchard, you know? So that's where applying tree offsets comes in. So we're going to turn this on. This isn't going to do anything yet because it doesn't have any values here. But let's zoom in and look at just this part. A little bit closer, but you can see that they're all in lines. They're all the same size. Christmas tree orchard. Let's go and add an offset. So we'll go just do a 0.2. What this does is, like, it takes for each tree and it says, when I spawn you, I'm going to spawn you here, but move you in 0.2 units in every direction, in any direction, randomly between negative 0.2 and 0.2, up or down. So let's see what that does. Oh, look at that. Now it looks kind of like a forest. The straight lines aren't there everywhere anymore. I could adjust it more, but then I risk these trees falling off of the tile. potentially making the game feel not clean. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome, actually, how the forests are generating. They look like forests. They don't look like Christmas tree orchards. Now let's do tree scale. Okay, so what this will do is it'll scale the trees from 1, which is their base scale, to a random size. Let's actually go a little higher than that. Let's go to 0.3. A random size within that range. So let's say we just use 0.3. Their scale is 1. So that means each individual tree will be scaled from 0.7 of its original size to 1.3. Now, dealing with pixel art, this might be a little bit much because it might just make the pixels kind of gross. But let's see how it looks. Wow. You can see the difference. You can see that they look like forests. You could imagine building a forest hut right here and letting them cut down all of these forests. And that's it for this devlog. I hope you enjoyed seeing my progress in this 2D pixel art game. There's so much more to come. City building mechanics, resource management, bringing this world to life. If you enjoyed this video and want to follow along this journey, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe like every other YouTube outro. And it really helps get this project out to more people because it keeps me motivated to share updates with you guys. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.